Hi, Taurus. Welcome to January love reading for 2017. I have to thank you for your patience, number one. I really did try to get these out much sooner, but I have been swamped. Yet, I did squeeze some time in to get these out, and I have to tell you, I was telling the other signs that I felt like I was bursting at the seams, needing to get these messages out. So I knew the timing was right. So I feel that, it's like every month my readings come out around this time. So perhaps that's just when they're meant to come out. Giving you some energy of that month to begin with. And, so you can see how that month begins, and then maybe it just gives you better understanding. I don't know, but this is the time that it's meant to come out. So let's see. Let's talk about a couple things real quick. So, many of you probably know we just finished with a 9-year cycle. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We January began our new year, which is called a universal year one. This is beautiful energy, guys. This is the energy of taking on the Fool, being the Fool in the Tarot. The Fool is someone who lives in his present moment, doesn't carry his past with him, does not look too far out to the future. He has 1 foot out into the future, but lives within his present moment. And, with January being the first month in a universal 1 year, we have to look at what's the number one, or what's the major arcana that carries the number one. Who is it that the Fool runs into along his path? Who's the first person he meets? Well, it's the Magician. And the Magician, his purpose, hers, is to deposit the knowing that the Hangman has, or not the Hangman, the Hangman is another major arcana that the Fool will meet along his path. And that just means decisions, or the feeling of being stuck. But all the major arcana he met before the Hangman gives him the tools to get over that challenge. So I don't know why the Hangman just came up, but there's an example. So that's us, guys. Knowing that, well, I feel like for a lot of us, it's about finding out or deepening the thoughts that energy is how we manifest. That everything is about energy. We are energy. I've been watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of PBS lately, and it's crazy the things I've been learning. About, I watched a show last night about atoms, and how they split and the power behind them, and it just made me realize that there is nothing on this earth that does not have a purpose, down to the smallest of things, down to the tiniest microorganisms that we don't even see. Everything has a purpose. And if something that small has a purpose, then we must have a major purpose. And, this is the ideas that I'm coming away with after watching these shows. Like, my God, if, the bee, look at the bee and the bee's purpose. It's new life, spreading new life. Well, if that's the bee's purpose, what is our purpose? Truthfully, these are the things I've been thinking about. Of course, this is my Virgo mind. Taurus, you probably know what I mean. It's just deep thinking. And through that deep thinking, coming up with these, well, you know, I already believed in it anyway, but it's like clarification from my own mind, I suppose. All right, anyway, so we're in this universal year one, guys, and this is not the year to hold back. Just let me tell you that. This is not the year to hold back. This is a year to go after your dreams. A year to understand that, you know, you deserve it all. So don't dream small, dream big, okay? You deserve it all. Now, something I wish I would have done with the other signs, but I'm going to just put this out there real quick. You know, if you want to see what your personal year number is within this universal year, it's really quite simple. And this is numerology. But you would take, you know, to get your life path number. I'm going to have to do a video on this. But to get your life path number, you're just going to add your birthday. So you take the day you were born, or the month you were born, and then you add up the date. So let's take my birthday. I was born in September. I was born on the 13th. So that's, September is a 9 year. 13 would equal down to 4. And then my year, 1960. So I add that up, which is 16, but I have to bring that down to a single digit. So that would be a 7. And then you add those across. So my life path number is a 2. Now for the universal year, so this changes every year because every year you're meant to do different things. So what you do is you only take your birth month and your day of birth, add those numbers together. And then you take 2017, bring it down to a single digit. Of course, it's a 1, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's a 1. How fitting. So you would take, so for me, I would take my birth month, September, which is a 9. Add the 4 to it, which would be 13. At that point, I can bring that down to a 1. Or, I'm sorry, I can bring that down to a 4, 13. Add the year of the year we want to check on. So forget your birth year at this point and just add the 1 onto that digit. So my personal year number for 2017 is a 5. I can look that up, or you can look that up, and you can find a lot of great information about the energy that will work best for you for that year. So that's just another avenue. And by the way, for those who get who have had a personal reading done with me, I always ask for the birthday because I want to check that information out for you on top of your reading. It just correlates so great with a reading. You know, it allows me to use both. So, okay, I just wanted to give you that little hint, and I apologize to anybody else other than the signs that I didn't tell that to. But up to you if you want to do that. Okay, my beautiful Taurus, my beautiful Earth sign. Let's just get started, okay? Instead of me thinking, what else do I need to tell them? What else do I need to tell them? Let's just get started, because that's what you're here for. So we're going to get started. This is going to be freestyle, okay? So no particular layout, okay? We'll just see where it flows. That's the way I usually do it. All right, let me get my feet on the ground. I sit Indian style all the time. So I want to make sure my feet are grounded, that I'm grounded. Okay. All right, Spirit, I invite all my spirit guides into this reading. This is for Taurus, for love, for January 2017. But really, Spirit, I'm looking for answers for the present moment and what is coming for Taurus. And this is for love, Spirit, please. I also invite any spirit guides of my watchers. Please come in. If there's messages, I'm happy to take them. feel that someone just burst. Someone's crying. I feel like you're crying already and I haven't even started the reading. I can tell you it's going to get better. You know what happened? I just invited, well, whatever spirit guides who wanted to come forth, you know, from those who are watching. And maybe I should have done that because all of a sudden I'm like overwhelmed with emotions. So I'm going to ask that spirit guides, you know, be gentle. Take your turn. Bring your messages out through the cards. Yeah, this is for Taurus. Taurus love. Sun, moon, or rising. I want to know about the present moment. And what's coming, please. Thank you. By the way, guys, this is for sun, moon, or rising. Single or couple. I do get a lot of emails from, depending on how my readings go, sometimes there are much more, there's many more messages for singles or couples. And it's certainly not my intention. It just is what it is, you know. So if you're coupled and you feel this, it's not resonating with you, that's okay. You know, it's not always meant to. You know, I wanted to say your messages come when they're meant to come, and that is true. But they're not always meant to come through your sun sign. Because sometimes people relate more to their moon. You know, even though they're one way, or their sun depicts them as one way, they have more characteristics towards their moon or their rising. Sometimes I feel your rising sign is a great video to watch for love. Now, as soon as I said that, I could hear people saying, I don't know what my rising is. I don't, what's a rising? How do you figure that out? Well, unfortunately, that is something that, to truly know, I mean, you all should have a birth chart done. You know, find out what planets are where, when, just like with Mercury that went retrograde in December and went direct on the 8th of January. This Mercury retrograde was very, very hard on me. Now, maybe it's because I'm an Earth. So are you. But it was difficult. Difficult. I felt like my cells were being split apart. It was very strange. When I feel like that, I always think that I'm just awakening a little bit more. I'm going through the growing pains. But I also know that it was Mercury. It was Mercury in retrograde. And I just had to get through that period. And I did. But by me knowing that, I didn't have, because if you don't know that and you're going through this energy, it's confusing. You don't know what to do with it. You don't know what's causing it. And sometimes you can start blaming other people. As a matter of fact, I had to go and tell my loved ones that, excuse the way I'm acting because I was not forceful, but I was, somebody told me I was wrong about something that I definitely thought I was right about. Boy, I let them know it. But I also told them, hey, we're Mercury retrograde, so you're going to have to just deal with me for now. Okay. All right. One more shuffle. I know I've already done the shuffling, but evidently you needed more. And I do feel there's one more in there. Taurus. January. All right, let's go. Oh boy. Well, not oh boy. Free yourself. First card. Now, I have to tell you, when it's the first card, even though this is tough energy, when I see this card as your first card, I get excited because I know it's asking you to free yourself for a reason. Something's coming. Something's coming, and the universe wants you to be aware of it, to be ready for it. But right now, and you know, Taurus being an earth sign, you could definitely still be affected by the shadow of Mercury. Because I have to be honest, I don't feel like this is heavy, heavy energy. I don't feel like this is, well, I was just corrected with that. Because for some, it is a heavy energy. I was just reminded about the person who was crying before I even dealt the cards. And I want to tell that person, hang on. Hang on, because I have a feeling your life's going to change. So, again, this is a mental block, guys. And, you know, we have to look at the way the cards line up in your reading. And this being your first card, he's looking to the past. Okay? So this is not for people who are afraid to move forward just because they're afraid to move forward. This is for the people who are stuck in this mental trap due to something from their past. Yet it is your first card. You know, the card tells you it's time to take back control of your life. It's time to stand up and jump over that fence. It's time to stop letting people from our past predict our future. And that's exactly what happens when we keep the energy of people from our past. You know, even if they're no longer attached to us, we still carry the energy around, you know, what the hell? Like, why did this person do this to me? Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll come back to me. I can't stop thinking about them. I can't not get them off my mind. Well, for some of you, maybe this person will come back. But are you sure you want this person back? Does this person serve your higher good? Do you serve their higher good? Do you together have power, the power of love together? Or is this more about comfort? Is this more about, if I can't have her, then I can't imagine anyone else. I don't want to think about anybody else having her. This is hanging on to energy of not wanting to let go because of hurt. You know, it's like you fantasize about this person coming back. Yet for a lot of you, I feel that maybe the tower came down. The tower came down and ended this relationship. And you're looking at it like it was a curse, but it was actually a blessing. And if you turn around, if you just turn around, turn your eyesight away from the past. Turn around. Look towards the future. That alone will give you the power to stand up and jump over. Beautiful wildflowers. I don't know. To me, that symbolizes independence. It symbolizes the feeling of wanting to be different, daring to be different. I'm independent, even though I'm surrounded by other flowers. I'm still independent. It's freedom. It's freedom from your own thoughts. Okay, so for some of you, you know, you want this person to come back. I don't feel like you're really thinking it over, though. It's almost like I'd rather be with this person than be alone. Well, maybe that's exactly why you need to be alone for a while. You know, being alone. We're only lonely when we believe that, well, when we don't enjoy our own company. You know, I can enjoy my own company just fine. You know, I am a social creature, but yet at the same time, you know, I don't need to go out, you know. I do. I don't know what I'm saying, but I guess my comfort is my home. It's not another person. Because this other person can't give me the happiness that I'm searching for. That happiness is within myself. I can make myself laugh. Okay, let's get some cards. Okay, Spirit. It's a pretty heavy card. Tell us more. Tell us why. Tell us why. No, I don't want to question it that way. Because I know the why. Why is because we're choosing it. It's our own mental energy that keeps us there. So I know the why. The Spirit doesn't have to reinforce that in me. I already know it. You know, and that's weird I just said that because when I heard that, Spirit said exactly. So I think what I said is I don't need clarification on that from Spirit. I already know the reason why. And then I heard exactly. We're not trusting our own intuition. We don't always have to go to the universe and beg for happiness. It's already in us. Okay, I gotcha. All right, well, tell us more about what's coming, in which we have to free ourselves to enjoy. Jesus. All right, I'm going to take these cards, and I have to take Flirt because it landed face up. Oh, look at this card. Got to take that one, too. I don't have to, but I feel it. All right, let's see what we got here. I like the top card. Finances and career. So right off the bat, I know that some of you are in this mental trap because of finances. Because perhaps at this point you can't afford to, for those who are stuck in a crappy relationship, you can't move forward because you don't have the finances to move forward. Yet, that's an excuse. I'm sorry. That's what I heard. It's an excuse because you can change that. You can find a way to get the finances. You know, I feel it's a card of you got to do what you got to do. We can't complain about being stuck, yet we're not willing to do anything to get ourselves out of it. So if it's finances is keeping you in something, keeping you in a relationship, there is a way out. Well, codependency. Well, it's like, let's get all the cards out, you know? Just put all our cards out on the table right now, and let's figure out what's keeping us stuck. So finances for some of you. For others, well, you know, these two cards, finances, I'm sorry, I've got to show you the cards. Finances and codependency can go hand in hand. You know, you're dependent on someone else because of the finances. It also talks about addictions. And I have to tell you, I feel this is for both of you. For this, I feel that this is talking about beautiful Tauruses who are self-medicating. Get you through. It's not the way. This is what I just heard. That if you have no one to go to bring out these emotions that are deep inside of you, that need to come out, write it on a piece of paper. Not a piece of paper. Get a notebook, a tablet, and write it. Longhand. Write it out. No typing. Write it out. Because as you write it out, you release some of these emotions. So, write yourself a couple letters. Write this person who makes you feel trapped. Write them a letter. Pour it all out, everything. And then do nothing with that letter for a while, a couple days. And then go back in a couple days and reread that letter. Because what you'll find is your own writing will reveal a lot of truth about you. I do this all the time. I'm a big letter writer. Still, to this day. But I also write letters that are never meant to be sent. They are to help clear my emotions. And what I notice is when I go back, especially if it's towards someone who has hurt me, and I go back and I reread, you know, it's like things become illuminated. I start to see my part in it. I start to see where, wow, maybe I was so pushy, you know? A lot comes out in this letter. So it's like, let it out of you. Read it again in a couple days. And then burn it. Some would tell you to bury it. I feel you burn it. You get rid of any trace of it. You know, let it just burn it outside if you can. Well, that's the safest way to do it, of course. Just Watch the ashes go up towards the sky. You're releasing it. And then write yourself another letter. But this letter is only for you. And this letter is about what you want in your life, how you imagine your life to be, what's your deepest desires. Write it down. Let it out. Put it out into the universe. You know, this card is a heavy card, but there's also healing in this card. There's acknowledgement in this card. This is what's trapping you. Once you can acknowledge it, you can move on it. I keep telling myself, that I'm going to keep these readings light and let the flow move quicker, faster, so that your readings aren't an hour long. Yet I can't do that. I just can't do it. It's like I have to address each card. But I feel there's people who are watching who need to know that no matter how hard it seems, everything is possible. We've all been through hell and back. And it's the and back that's important. You can climb out of this. So if it's financial, what do? Well, I think you know the answer to that. You got to find a way to change it. Even if it means you taking a job and perhaps you're the mother and you've been staying home with your children. And then you go back into the workforce and it's like, it's ridiculous what the pay is. How am I supposed to move on with my children with this kind of pay? Well, I'll be honest. You accept the point that you will have to live in a much smaller place, that you won't have all the luxuries that you had. But there's one thing that you do gain that rules upon all of that, and that is independence. That is freedom. And you cannot put a price tag on that. So yeah, if you have to take a small, crappy little apartment to get yourself out of there, do it. I can guarantee you that's not where you're going to stay, because once you free yourself, you become more independent. Okay. Then we have card passion. So this talks about your energy. Excuse me, I gotta turn this light off. I have way too much glare. I hope that's not too dark, guys. For some reason, it's bothering my eyes today. I don't know if anybody's having eye problems out there, but it's like all of a sudden I can't see. Okay. Passion. This is finding joy within the everyday circumstances. No matter what is going on, there's something to be joyful about. Something. You know, it just popped in my mind. I watched a movie last night on PBS, and oh my God, I know it's, you know, it's a character from my childhood. Pollyanna, I think was the name. But the movie was about how she decided, well, actually, her father taught her how to work energy, her own energy, really. Um, but it was about finding what she was happy about in that day. This girl's an orphan, yet she could find the joy within each day, and she passed that along to the, you know, to the adults who were grumpy, who were mean just for the sake of being mean. There was no purpose behind it. And through her actions, she heals them all. It was quite beautiful. I'm not going to go into the whole story. And it is a story. I mean, I'm 56, so it's a story from my childhood. But, you know, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I kept saying, I got to go to bed. I got to go to bed. But I received a great message from that movie. So I just wanted to pass that on. And it just reminds me of this card, Passion. Allowing your heart to sing with joy. Allowing your heart to sing with joy. Finding the little things to be grateful for, no matter how bad our circumstances seem. It's lifting that energy. You know, I have to tell some of you who really are feeling trapped, really feeling so sad, so depressed, make a choice that, you know, although this energy hasn't been healed within you yet, it doesn't mean that you have to stay down in the dumps. Put some loud music on. No love songs. Not yet. Put some loud music on. And dance. I keep saying this to you guys, and I'm sorry. But it is that simple to change your energy. Make the decision. Even if it's only for 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes keep adding up. And all before you know it, you're putting positive energy out into the universe. Because there's something coming. Well, not something, someone. You have the card worth waiting for. Wow, lots of glare. This card, sits right underneath, free yourself. And this card tells you divine timing is at work in your love life right now. Right now. So stand up, turn around, and start looking towards the future instead of the past. Deal with these finances however you have to. Listen, if you have to go, you know, if you have to get government help, get government help. For those who have addiction problems, if, you know, now's the year. Take care of it. I know it's hard, but it's not impossible. Far from it. Because this is a year for you guys to live out your passion. So let that go. You have the card Flirt. This is, again, energy. This is about being lighthearted and extending that energy to others. No matter how you're feeling. You know, I feel this is on the reverse also about, you know, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling mad, don't take it out on others. Because you can take their beautiful day and take that joy from them. Why would you want to do that? I don't know who I'm talking to right now. It's not in Taurus's nature to be that way, but I feel someone is. Someone needs to mind their manners, so to speak. It stems from hurt, yet you're portraying it as anger towards the clerk at the bank, towards the person at the grocery store who's making minimum wage and has to stand there all day, and you're angry, so you take it out on them, but you don't know what they're dealing with, because many times, it reminds me real quick of a story. This is how I'm feeling. It reminds me of when my brother just passed, and I took my dad out to lunch. It was like 3 days later. So it's just me and my dad, and we went out to, I forget the name of the place. It's like Red Rooster, Red Robin, something like that. Anyway, no, I mean, it was Red something, but it was seafood, and it was an expensive restaurant. It's franchise, but still expensive. Anyway, we're sitting in the booth, and my dad just lost his son. My dad had a hard time speaking. Something had happened that we didn't know at that point what, where it was taking his speech away. So he mumbled sometimes. And a waiter came over to our table with the biggest smile and wanted to take our order. Well, at this point, I was used to placing my dad's order for him. I mean, he would tell me what he wanted, but I would then tell the waiter or waitress. And I don't know why that day my dad decided to tell the waiter himself. So he's trying to tell him what he wanted, and it was soup. He's trying to tell him. And so I just let him be. I'm not going to step over the boundary because he wants to do this. So I let it be, and as he kept mumbling, the waiter couldn't understand him. And the waiter gave my father a look like he was so stupid. And the waiter, I could see he was, like, you're wasting my time. So he, yeah, it was degrading. And after the waiter left the table, I told my dad, I said, excuse me for a second, I'm going to go use the restroom. Well, I didn't go to the restroom. I went and found that waiter. And I said to that waiter, you just came to our table, and my father had a hard time giving you his order. Let me tell you why. My father just lost his son 3 days ago, my brother. And, I get him out, I get my father out of the house, and you're the first person that he runs into. I was pissed. I mean, I was pulled together. I wasn't yelling. Trust me, I don't yell. But I was pissed. So anyway, I had to explain to this young man, because he was young. He was in his early 20s. I had to explain to him how his energy affected me. Honestly, I don't think it affected my dad, but I could feel it. I could see it. So I told the waiter, this is what's going on. And this is how you made me feel. And this is how you make my father feel. And the waiter told me, I apologize. I just lost my uncle 3 days ago. It's all about perspective. It's all about not thinking that the person who makes less money or doesn't live in a place as beautiful as ours, that we have the right to treat them that way. We don't. We have to start watching our own energy. We have to. Sorry, guys. Sometimes personal stories, well, more and more, they seem to be coming out of me. And, you know, being a Virgo, I am very private. You would never know it, but I am. Yet, I feel comfortable with you guys. I feel like it needs to come out for a reason. So all I'm saying is there's some of you who are portraying this energy of anger. And I know you don't mean to affect the next person, but you are. And you need to be aware of your own emotions. And you need to stop living in that place of anger, no matter what's happened. I understand. We all understand. The spirit understands. Universe understands. But our job is to work through this energy and not to portray it onto the next person. Wow. And we have the card Forgiving and Learning. Okay, I am not going to go into a long speech on this because, you know, I just don't want to. Because everyone has gotten this card. Or a form of this card. And this sits right underneath the card Codependency. And this card talks about, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Let me say that again. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Is that not what you're seeking? Love today, now, in your present moment? Then release and heal the past. Everyone has a purpose in our life. Some of them are only meant to stay for a short period of time. There's a lesson attached with everything and everyone. What was that lesson? What did you need to gain? What did they need to gain? But don't even think about them. What did you need to gain? What did you have? I just feel like once you release yourself, you're going to feel this energy of strength come through you. And I can't keep harping on about releasing our past, because you either get it now or you don't. You're either going to do it or you're not. I invited all your spirit guides in here. So this message is for many. I'm reminded again that to take on the characteristics of the Fool. The Fool lives in the present moment, 1 foot into the future. The past does not come with them. Live for today, guys. That's all you got. You got today. You're not promised tomorrow. So why the hell do you want to keep this energy hanging on? You are not promised tomorrow. So turn around and live for today. Go after it. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Divine timing. Understand that. Universe is working, putting energies together for you and your love life. So if the universe is going to do that for you, all the universe asks is that you free yourself from these past relationships. Just free yourself. Because we will take care of your future if you allow us. If you allow things to flow naturally. If you stop hanging on to things that just don't serve you. This is when love real love comes. Being comfortable being by yourself. Understanding the purpose of being by yourself. You know, I've had the greatest growth in my life from my darkest moments. And that's the truth. My darkest times is where I had the greatest growth. So, those dark times have their purpose. But their purpose is not to hang on to you. The purpose is the lesson. And then you let the energy go. That's it. Okay. All right, well, I was going to do some tarot in between, but I don't know. I ended up picking this deck up again. So we have wedding. Underneath the card, passion. And beside the card, forgiven and learning. So yes, this goes back to, I feel this is the people who are married or in a committed relationship. The same as marriage. For some of you, I feel this is talking about you, getting yourself out of this trap. And I have to say for other ones, I feel this is simply that the forgiving within this relationship is all that is needed to go forth in beautiful ways. So if you're with someone in a committed relationship and you know in your heart of hearts that this could be a great relationship, but something happened. It hurt you. But you have to make a decision. Are you going to forgive them or are you not? If you're not, then leave them because that energy is no good for either one of you. If you are going to forgive them, then forgive them. And don't bring it up again. Don't bring it up. Now, for others, when I say others, it doesn't mean you're not included in what I just spoke about. But this is what I'm seeing. That this trap in the very, very beginning, where it's asking you to free yourself. And I know it's freeing yourself from the past. I know that. So the mental thought is about the past. But it's telling you that the divine is working for you. That the universe is timing this out for you. They're waiting for this energy to be cleared. Because something great is coming. And it's worth waiting for. It was worth the wait. What is it? True love. I always feel that when the card true love or soulmate is connected with the card worth waiting for, that some are truly being blessed here. Because this is the universe picking out your next partner. And trust the universe. You've had the opportunity to pick out your own partners. You have free will. How have you done? Some of you have done just fine. Others keep bringing the same type of people back because you're not clearing the energy. So when the universe is telling you, we're bringing you your next love, get on your knees and thank God. because we could never pick out this type of person. Now, I have to tell you, I feel, because I feel is so strong. You know, I have a feeling you're going to get the card that tells you to keep an open mind about your soulmate. That there's something different about them. I just feel that coming. And it makes total sense, because what we choose, you know, let's put it this way. I always went after guys with dark hair. But I don't know. I just had. But when I got married, I married a man with blonde hair and blue eyes, light skin, the opposite of what I go for. Just picked up that some of you, this true love, it is going to end in a marriage. Not end in a marriage. It's going to begin. A lot of similar energy cards coming out for a lot of the signs. And, you know, it's trying to get you ready for this year. It's like, I feel like this year is go for it big or go home. Go big or go home. Okay. Well, my feet. I'm sitting Indian style again. I don't even know how I did that. Alright, so tell us more. Oh. More spirit. Alright, so I'm not going to be using this cards anymore unless I use it for a clarifier, but I want to show you the bottom. This is the energy. It's the card of releasing. It's releasing that ex. It's really releasing whatever doesn't serve you any longer. Taurus, don't carry this ex with you. Don't allow him to rent space in your mind. Especially if you have a true love that the universe is bringing to you. Let go. Okay, here's why you should let go. We have this true love, and we have this card, heart-to-heart conversations. Excuse me. Heart-to-heart conversations talks to both you coupled and single Tauruses, and it's talking about being honest with yourself, being honest within your relationship, and definitely being honest with this new love coming in. Be yourself with this new love coming in. You know, I got this with another sign, and I feel the exact same thing, and that is, do not start this new relationship off in a lie, telling a lie. Because once the lie is told, you can't take it back. And now that lie sits within your lover's head. So though they could trust you with their whole being, now there's that one lie sitting there that now disturbs the balance. So now what you say, do I believe her? Do I not believe her? want to believe them, yet I know that they lie. Do you understand? You can't take that lie back. So don't begin with a lie. And for couples, I feel the same thing. It's like it's being honest. It's being, you can't expect beautiful, unconditional love if it's based in lies. You'll never have it. It won't come to you. So it's be who you are. Flaws and all. It's who you are. So this heart-to-heart conversations card that talks about honestly discussing your feelings with each other sits between the true love and the soulmate card. Yes, you got the soulmate card. And for those of you, real quick, who are in this heavy emotional state, let me show you. The soulmate still comes to you. It's still connected. It can still be yours. Those with addictions, get help. If you cannot do it on your own, get help. Even if you don't have a dime, there are state rehabs to help you. There's AA. There's many avenues. Don't accept this for your life, because it's not just you you're affecting. Understand that. You can change that. And I know it. I see it in front of me. Those who have financial issues. You know, honestly, I feel whether you're single or you're coupled, I feel like finance is going to get better. Well, I'm not feeling like it, I know it, because my spirit guide's telling me that. I don't have any cards that tell me finance is getting better. I hear it. It is a bump, or it feels like a mountain that you have to climb over. But you could do it. And I feel finances, for those who have some form of addiction, stops you from getting help. But I'm telling you, there is help available, even with no money. I know that from past experience. Not mine, personally, but a few people that I love. Always a way. Always a way. There is always a way. Use your analytical mind. Use your logic. Because there's true beauty coming in, and this soulmate is connected to you. This soulmate is connected to those who are married or committed. Then we have the card, getting to know each other. This is one of my favorite cards, because just touching the card, I can feel the energy of it. And this talks about this love comes in for many of you. It's coming in different ways, by the way, okay? But when this love comes in, it's talking about taking your time. It's talking about these conversations. It tells you, as you reveal your innermost self to each other, your bond deepens. Yet, with this card, I also feel it's about taking your time, about enjoying each part of the relationship, not rushing the beginning to get to the end. You'll get there. This is about enjoying every step of the way. Wow, I feel like I'm sound like I had asthma there. This card puts me back to, when I get quiet like that, it's just, it's like a motion picture is going off in my head. And just reminds me of some of the great romance I've had and how beautiful the beginning of that those relationships were. I don't care how it ended. I'm thinking about the beginning and just how it makes you feel. Well, imagine now that this is the beginning of a relationship with an actual soulmate. The joy, the fun, the romance, the sensuality. Hmm. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some tarot in between to connect these. Excuse my arm. Seven of Ariel. Seven of Ariel talks about, this is the perfect card for January, guys. Number one, it's Earth. It's us. It's a perfect card for January because it talks about that the seeds you have already planted, the intentions you have already planted, those based, well, I don't want to say just on positivity, but in this card, it's those that were based in positivity. You start to reap the rewards. Although January is about planting new seeds of intention that will reflect the next 9 years of our life. That's why this year is so important. That's why this is the year to let go, truly, and learn how to work your own energy. God, the things you can do if you work your own energy, if you learn it. Anyway, so Seven of Ariel, again, talks about, seeds of intention you've already planted. And it's harvest time. It is harvest time. It's about, for those who have a plan in mind, of how you want your life to look. It's about reviewing the progress and then making plans for your next step, making the adjustments you need to make within that plan. Because this plan, let's say, was made a year ago, well, many things have changed within that year. So go back and review it. I feel for some of you, this is your list of what you want 2000 to bring you, which is beautiful. Write it down. I need a car. I don't care how that car shows up for me. You know, I trust the universe. If it's a 78 Volkswagen Beetle, then I'll take it. If it's a 2016 Cadillac, I'll take it. Whatever. I need love to show up for me. And I have already cleared the weeds from my garden. The weeds are gone. All that remains is beauty. I apologize if there's a glare on here. I don't know why. Maybe I should have shut this door. Worth waiting for. Right above it. Divine timing. Perfect card together. Perfect. Let me tie it with the true love. Could those flowers that are coming up through the ground that this farmer planted, covered with dirt, gingerly took care of the soil around it, but then had to trust and have patience that his harvest would come up. He knows it. He knows it from experience. He knows how to work the energy. You know, the world doesn't promise us that, what's that song? We all have a rose garden, but we can plant a rose garden. The world doesn't promise us that there won't be weeds in between our flowers. Of course there's going to be weeds, but we can pluck those weeds. It's up to us. It's connected to true love. Divine guidance. Number 5. Excuse me. Divine guidance. This talks about, searching for the meaning in life. It doesn't always have to be searching. Just like my example I gave of me watching that movie last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. But gaining so much from that movie. Sometimes we don't have to search. It's put in front of us. The answers are put right in front of us. That movie was an answer. It wasn't even an answer. It was clarification to me, verification to me, that Pollyanna only had to look for the joy in the little things. Even though she's an orphan, she lost her whole family. So I can't find joy? Of course I can. It's surrounding yourself with people who are like you, or who you emulate, who you want to be like. You can talk about considering an alternative approach to what you've been thinking. Understanding there's more than one answer. There is always a solution to a problem. Sometimes we just have to dig. Sometimes we have it already. We just got to bring it up. Queen of Gabriel. Oh, I forgot to bring this card up. Well, we have the Queen of Gabriel that's attached to soulmate. So for some of you, could be fire coming in. This person would be of your age. Well, you're attracting someone like you. If this is a fire sign, it'd be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But perhaps it's just the qualities of this air sign. Earth and fire. You know, it just made me think that I think Aries. Because Aries, I think that's the only fire sign I've done so far. I said the exact same thing. Earth, fire. I probably said fire and earth, but I said the same thing. I don't know why. This is a fire sign. Perhaps, perhaps some of you are going to be with fire sign. So, you know, what qualifications do we look for? Well, fire signs are about action. Passionate. Independent. Fire signs are great for sweeping in to save the damsel in distress, male or female. They're great. That's one of their purposes, actually. They're charming, lots of energy. Some of you may be married to this fire sign. She's in bare feet. Little kitty cats around her. So the queen comes in. If this is not a literal person for some people, this puts the feeling in you that you can do anything. This puts the fire inside of you that you can go after what you want. You know, it's like when we get a new moon in different signs, it asks us to think about those qualities that that sign carries. I believe it's Cancer coming up. But it's, you know, what qualities do they carry? And the universe is telling you, you know, take on some of these characteristics to help you through to the next new moon. You know, the universe works for you in many different ways. And for some of you, it is a fire sign. Oh, I forgot to pull my last card. Six of Michaels. Beautiful. So this is a card of being stuck, but knowing you can get out of it. This is literally a card of go back to the beginning. The people who are thinking about the past. This is literally turning yourself around and pulling yourself out of those stormy waters. And for some of you, you're getting it. Now, for all of you, or any of you who are in stormy waters right now, for whatever reason, this is telling you you're about to break free. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The storm. You're almost out of it. He's got control, though. Even amidst all this thunder and lightning and rough waters, he still has control because he can see the way out. Not like this, where you're looking at the past. You're living in the past. He knows there's a way out. Without a shadow of a doubt, he knows that. Just have to keep moving forward. And when you do, this is where you end up. Beautiful skies, beautiful water, beautiful beaches. This can mean, of course, travel or relocation for some. Just seeing what it's attached to. For some of you, again, it's talking about your marriage. And you're getting there. You're getting there. I feel for those in marriage who you're just having a rough time. This row is telling you to go back and think about the beginning of the relationship. Truly. All of it. Especially if you're no longer making love. Go back to the beginning. Remember what turned you on about this person. There's something about them that made you feel safe. And I feel that you're with the right person. It's just you need to come out of these stormy waters. And remembering that it doesn't matter, I don't care if this is your soulmate or if this is your twin flame. There's still bumps in the road. There's still lessons to be learned, always, until we die. And then there's a review of the lessons that we learned. Okay. Okay. I just want final clarification on this reading, Spirit. Clarification. So Taurus can walk away with their answers. Gotta put my feet back on the ground. It's so hard for me to sit with both feet on the ground. Well, there's the Fool. The beautiful Fool. Who tells you to believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and do what brings you joy. And this leap of faith that you're being asked to take is related to this true love. So there's going to be fear. Wow. Wow. So you have the Fool and the World almost right next to each other. That is full circle. Exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the relationship. Where the Fool begins and where the Fool ends up. Full circle. One more card, please, Spirit. You know, why I always ask for one more card is it's the Virgo in me. Even though I do it freestyle, I need it to have some order to it. And this is how I find my order. And my spirit guides know that. So one more card, please. Beautiful. We have the Emperor. All right, some of you guys, you definitely have fire coming in. The Emperor is represented by Aries. And so for some of you, we have, well, the Emperor is almost a father figure. Well, it is a father figure. It's the strength. It's the father figure in the best of ways, though. But this is taking charge of a situation, having ambitious plans and not being afraid to go after them. Some of you got fire coming, baby. Fire. Fire. So, leap of faith. For what? It's true love. How do you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that this person's for you? How do you know? How do you know? Well, number one, if you've been working on trusting your own intuition, you will know. Number two, if you take your time in the beginning of a relationship, the universe will send you warnings if this is not your person. So you will know. Number three, if you allow the universe, or let me reword that, if you allow yourself to flow with the universe instead of against it, then you will know. It's going with the flow, not against it. So many of us go against the flow and then we wonder, why is it so hard? Why is everything so hard? Constantly swimming upstream. Why is it so hard? Well, turn around. Flow with the river. Stop fighting the currents. Turn around. Lay on your back and float with the flow. So I'm using a river because where I live at, which is a temporary place, because I am manifesting my new home. That is what I am manifesting for myself. You know, I'm letting the universe bring it when it wants, but I'm putting my energy behind it. But anyways, long story short is I don't love the outside of where I live. It's not naturous, you know? It's like I have to walk quite a bit to get out in nature. Well, I mean, nature is getting outside, but I'm talking about getting into the woods where I like to go. I like to walk along paths or find my own new path. But anyway, so I do have some beautiful areas down the road, and I have a river across the street. But there's always trees, you know, can't see it. And I just so happened to lift up my blind this morning, and I noticed the river, which was strange to me. I don't know why. It felt very, very strange. Actually, it was right before I was doing your reading. And I just looked at it, and I started looking at the current and how fast it was flowing. And there's something about just looking at it, and I feel that perhaps that's why the message was to come out. Because I don't think I've ever used that scenario before. Flow with the river, not against it. So this is going to require you to take a leap of faith, to have trust. Then we have the Knight of Gabriel, or a Knight of Raphael. And I do feel, for others of you, this is also someone coming in. This would be a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You know, this person comes in, they literally sweep you off your feet. You know, this is a card of victory in love to me. Let's say this is a king. I'm sorry, it's a knight. But nonetheless, he's coming for you. He, she. And with this person comes this committed relationship, this committed romantic relationship. He's illuminated. Very romantic. Emotions. So this knight comes in. So for some of you, a knight would be younger than you. I'm not going to tell you by how many years because honestly, I don't know. You know, I just know younger. I don't want to tell you by 3 years because then I know some of you, that's all you'll look for. So that's not the case. I just don't know. And maybe I'm not meant to know. Because perhaps if I thought that I knew, I would give you the wrong number. So that's not the big deal. That doesn't even matter. Because this person coming to you, because it's divinely guided, it's just the right person. So age doesn't matter. So there are different energies here because I can definitely see the soulmate. Now understand, over here we have true love and over here we have soulmate. Understand that it's the same type of love because in the beginning, it's about the universe bringing us this love. It's about taking care of these energies on the first line and then waiting to see what happens. You know, I have to tell you, if you really take this seriously, then deal with these energies and then tell me what happens. Tell all of us. I know what's going to happen. I want you to know. And then I want you to tell others. Because you have the card, the world. Guys, this is coming full circle. The Fool. And then the World. To me, this is telling you, taking this step forward is everything. It brings you everything you've been searching for regarding love. You know, the Knight sits right next to it. Take a leap of faith. Why? Well, we already know it's love. I mean, come on, we got true love attached to it. We have the World in the same line. We know that's love. The World comes in. Number 21. So that would be number 3. That's celebrations. On the good side of 3, this is everything. This is a very happy ending. A very happy ending. And it's at the end of your spread. I love that. You know, it's weird because the way I'm looking at it, it's pointing right up to this Emperor. So it's fire and water coming together. Not fire and water, but fire and water coming in for Earth. Spiritual growth, guys. It's beautiful. Then your last card is the Nine of Gabriel. And Nine of Gabriel is about now that you've come this far. Stay determined and continue to move forward. This is not a warning. This is universe saying to you, be prepared for any possibility of how this soulmate love shows up. Don't expect them only to show up as you would imagine. Let that go. 9. I love 9s. To me, I feel like 9s are, we have gone through the lessons. And now we're at 9. We're almost done. Sometimes 9 is about enjoying the journey. You know, life is about enjoying the journey and not allowing ourselves to get stuck. Move on. There's so much more to life than this. This is nothing. This trap that you have yourself in is nothing. There's so much opportunity available to you, especially 2017. Keep going, guys. You are coming full circle. This is your time. Beautiful love. Beautiful. All right, guys. I have no clue how long this one took. Oh, my God. Almost 2 hours? Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. Wow. All right, well, I have to upload it. I have to. It's your messages. I apologize. Oh, my God, that it's so long. Oh, you know, I just had so many messages in me. I apologize. I'm sorry, guys. At least you're Earth, so you have some patience. There it is. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now so we don't go into the third hour. I love you guys to death. I love you guys to death, and I want this energy to come for you. Walk through that fear, guys. Brand new year. Universal year one. Take advantage of it. Plant your seeds now for what you want the next 9 years to look like. This is the time. The soil is ready. Love you guys. If you want a reading, by the way, I don't know if I told you in the beginning. I think I have it fixed where you can just click below and it explains everything there. There is quite a wait, and I apologize, but it is what it is. You know, it's just me, and it's like I have 3 different businesses going within this, but I love it. So, all right, guys, love you to death. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about the length of your video. Ugh. Love you. Bye-bye.